He is boss. He is Chinese boss actually, Angel.
But Angel it's a female boss?
Yeah,
Calling from Telegram group?
Telegram,
so
shocking.
he's telling, hold on. But if you're gonna speak Chinese, I would.
Exactamente. Totalmente, es una buena noticia para los equipos que pelean por plaza desde el tercer lugar y ahí anda claramente Uruguay. Mañana estaremos con Uruguay, con España. Algo muy determinante también para el futuro rival de Argentina en Miami. Si España, acá está el gol de Costa de Marfil, si España le gana a Uruguay, el rival de Argentina será Cabo Verde o Arabia Saudita. Aquí la tiene Valencia, mirá hasta dónde baja Ener, Valde Pachuca. Va Ecuador, tiene que intentar limpiar la mente de la derrota Ecuador. Sé que es difícil, porque se está quedando afuera de la Copa del Mundo. Llegó a tocar la pelota hacia atrás, Jordanes.
Here in midfield. A little lazy from the Mecha there. Falls to Angulo. You can see Manuel Neuer a little confused by the strike here. Maybe a slight deflection. Down to his left, can't reach it. A first cap for Angulo in a World Cup. And a first goal to match it, 1-1.
And that is the cue for bedlam around this stadium. Everywhere you look, there are yellow shirts. Ecuador supporters, they've been everywhere, and at last, they've got something to celebrate. Ecuador, that's their 40th shot in this World Cup, and at last they get a goal.
Well, for everyone who thought this was going to be a boring 0-0, 1-0, think again. This game is off to a very lively start.
Someone had to go in sooner or later. Neuer might not enjoy the replay of that goal because he is now 40 years of age and is already now holding the record for most appearances at a World Cup by a goalkeeper. He's overtaken Hugo Lloris. It looked like it might be for a moment anyway. Yubaba doesn't defend it properly. Round. This is Pavlovic. Some of the German reporters wondering if he might be replaced in the starting lineup today, but that isn't the way of it. Certainly has a big part to play, except for his role really as a probably substitute these days, but the Schlotterbeck injury means he'll be called into service. Your power, 40 the front goes up, and he was
The Ecuador bench is absolutely apoplectic. And this is what I was talking about, Ian. When you get one really wrong early on, you're going to feel aggrieved by every decision. Every time there's a whistle against them, they're jumping up and complaining to the fourth official.
Pavlovic helps it forward. Someone playing a big part of this. He's another player who probably wouldn't be in the starting lineup because Leonard Carl might have felt that role. Oh, there's a misunderstanding there between Franco and his goalkeeper Galindez, and they got away with that. Horrific injury at the Club World Cup, broke his leg. And the Rangers wasn't letting him get away with that. Here's Ella Valencia. He's the striker that the Ecuador fans call Superman. Long, storied career, but he's done well for them in World Cup matches over the years. Got beyond the group stage in their four previous World Cup semis back in 2006, when they ended up losing to a David Beckham goal against England. Here's Jonathan Tah. Now Mecha to Musiala. Nice interplay. Flushes one line. It was quite a long way wide, but he's shown up pretty well at this World Cup so far.
Yeah, you can argue he's been their best player so far, and he just gets that across the inside of his laces instead of across his laces clean. And here's another look. I think this just gets screened through the legs. Neuer late to react. With a great strike by Angulo. This coach is certainly happy.
It's his third goal for his country, and this is 17th cap. He's in and out of the team at Sunderland. He's in and out of the team for Ecuador, but he's very much in today. Beautifully set up, really, this game. Win or bust for Ecuador. Training ahead of this game to try to give them more menace and attack. No way through for Planta there. Germany winners of the World Cup in 1954, 74, 1990, and most recently 2014. Mario Götze is winning a winner against Argentina at the famous Maracanã Stadium in Brazil. Quickly. Little chest down, and then Franco with the up and under. They're going to have to get support on that on Valencia if they get the win here. They need runners from midfield, Landon.
It's just hard because of their identity, and they are so comfortable being solid defensively. Then you get in a situation where you have to come after the game and score, and they're just not accustomed to creating a lot of chances as exhibited in the first two games. A lot of shots, but not great clear-cut chances.
It's tough for any team, I think, to change their DNA, isn't it?
It's very difficult, and when you get into a high-stress, high-pressure situation like this, a lot of things can go wrong when you push too hard to change who you are.
Conceding that early controversial goal, I think. It was controversial. So, can he get at the end of this? No, he can't with his weird Pachos there, the strong defender who's won 2 Champions League titles with Paris Saint-Germain. Didn't even make the squad 4 years ago. His career's really taken off since then. been working on. Is a defender who's much scouted around Europe, tall and towering, plays for Club Rouge in Belgium. There is the question of exactly how pumped up Germany are for this game, knowing they're assured of top place in the group anyway.
Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. We saw it last night with Mexico against Czechia. They had already qualified. We'll see it tonight with the U.S. against Turkey and Argentina as well in that spot.
He's in Capio. He's done some good work there, but called back by the referee who's seen an infringement.
It's really difficult because, of course, you're up for the game. It's a World Cup match. But you do know as a player in the back of your mind, there's nothing at stake for you. You definitely don't want to get injured. You don't want to go into any crazy challenges. You don't want to get sent off. And so it just takes a little bit of that edge off. And at this level, you take a little edge off, a couple percentage points off, and you can get really exposed. So it's a tough dynamic.
Networks Group F concludes with Japan against Sweden on Fox and Tunisia and the Netherlands on Fox Sport. One of those matches are coming up after this one. Caicedo, number 23 shirt in Ecuador midfield. Chelsea paid £115 million for him. Basically for peanuts. Comparative peanuts anyway. Here's Caicedo on the ball now. Tough presence in an Ecuador midfield. Vital power. That is done well there. Gets the ball back again. There will all be chances for Germany on the break in a game like this.
Yeah, but with Ordóñez and Pacha there, they're also having Moise Caicedo sit in front of them. Allows Hincapié to go higher. They're able to deal with those moments pretty well. Hybrids isn't going to run by them.
Franco's got into position here. The right back, he stays forward as well. So this is something Ecuador are trying with the two fullbacks pushed into attacking positions much more than usual. Hincapié on one side, Franco on the other. Here's Angola. Supporting that attack again, conducting the orchestra of Ecuador fans behind that goal.
And you can see that Hincapié is all the way in the box. And they're comfortable dealing with the counter with those three that I just mentioned, so it's allowed them to push more numbers forward. You almost wonder why they haven't done this earlier in the tournament.
Ecuador looking to get out of jail at this World Cup. Good crossing Neuer this time with a decent punch, which will make him feel a little bit better. He has conceded in his last 9 World Cup matches now. It's not one of those statistics that he'd care to linger on for very long. He's Franco for Ecuador. To pick up the possession. This is Plata this time. One thing I've seen here is the fire and desire is still there in Ecuador. He's almost playing at times here like a left winger.
It's excellent defending by Sane. His angle is great, straight to goal, so he can cut off the Capia. Really good from the winger.
Somebody has to be careful there. Winger coming back into his own penalty area. One false move could have been a penalty kick.
So the angle he took was perfect. He went right back to his goal, so he didn't let Capia get inside of him and have to drag him down.
And Metro plays for Borussia Dortmund. Really deep run. Have they got that something special, that something extra?
The teams that have captured our imagination have special players, Ian. We saw it with Brazil last night.
Oh, Albert's got a lovely dummy there. That could have worked, it didn't. Caicedo's run into trouble. Quick press by the Germans. Raum. Will they need to be winning? No problem really for Galindez.
Well, no problem, because Pacho does a good job using his body. He knows he can't win the ball, so he uses his body to make it a little more difficult for Havertz, and Havertz can't get enough power because of that. So good defending by Pacho, made it easy for Galindez to hold.
Must be coming up to the break pretty soon. We've got to 25 minutes now. Knows the damage. Look at the press by Ecuador. They want this really badly, you can tell. Pancho. Vites says leave it to me. Much involved down the left-hand side. Defending when he has to, and pushing forward at every conceivable opportunity. Wasn't really good enough. They need a really expert pass picker from those kind of situations. The hydration break is on its way now. We have 2 goals already, controversial from Leroy Sané. And then an equaliser from Nilsson Acudo to give Ecuador hope. It's 1-1 as things stand.
Car crashes injure over 1 million of us every year because we're human. For over a decade, Waymo's been building a driver that's safer. Statistically, 10 times safer in the cities we serve. Not because humans aren't enough, but because they're everything.
Everyone with a Plus member knows free delivery means unexpected guests of any size are not a problem. Carl looks like he can eat.
He's a machine. This is why I'm a Walmart Plus member. Groceries delivered free today.
You guys say what I'm saying?
Carl makes me sneeze. Good thing pharmacy delivery is free too. Ain't it?
Mom,
With Walmart Plus, I can handle the rest. It's worth it.
What do you for animal? I see you, Carl.
The people who never stop asking are the ones who find the answers. Questions are everything.
Welcome back to the New York, New Jersey Stadium. 1-1. And again, Ecuador have to win to stay alive at this World Cup, playing Germany, who are already through in the round of 32 and through as group winners as well, which means they will play a third place team. And look at Sebastian Bacasese there, the youthful-looking coach. He's 45 of Ecuador, who made his name really working alongside Jorge Sampaoli with Chile when they won the Copa America some 11 years ago. He rejoined him with Argentina as well. Looks like he might be the lead guitarist in your local rock band, doesn't he?
Fantastic hair. But you have to say, he's done a great job adjusting. They obviously needed to change something after not scoring in the first 2 games. And his adjustment has been pushing Capi higher, allowing Moise Caicedo and the 2 other center backs, Pacho and Ordonez, to deal with any counter threats. And it's allowed Ecuador to put many more numbers forward. And although they don't have a huge expected goal number yet, they are much more dangerous than we anticipated them being.
As they had to be as well, having been one of 3 teams who have not scored at this World Cup going into this game. The other 2 being Panama and Turkey. Panama can put them right here in the stadium against England. The game coming up in the next few days. Turkey, we already know, they're on the plane level after the group stage. It's been a disappointment, really. He's got a bit of a feeling that they're not totally comfortable with the ball at his feet, did he? Brown here. He's lost that left back position for Nathaniel Brown, but Brown's not fit for this one. Nathaniel Brown, who incidentally is pretty close now to signing for Bayern Munich here.
Yeah, just on that, Galindez dealing with the back pass there. It's an interesting trend over the last 5 or 10 years. Everybody wanting to play out of the back. In a league season, that's okay if you get caught once or twice, but in a tournament,
He's on Gulo. Yes, his opponent's going, and Valencia's first touch took him a little bit wide. And that was a mistake by Vince in the middle of the pitch.
and in a tournament format, Ian, that can kill you. I mean, we saw it in Scotland last night. 2 giveaways led to 2 goals. If they lose that game 1-0, they're probably still in the tournament. And now, as it stands, they're likely out. So it's just a little bizarre to me that teams are so adamant about doing that in a tournament format where every goal is crucial.
And for all of his habits, his pace might come under pressure from Dennis Undev later on. See what happens in the knockout stages. At the moment, Undev says he's quite happy with his substitute role impact sub.
He's not happy.
He has to say that, doesn't he? What else can he say publicly? Every professional footballer wants to start. Vite got a little bounce there, and Plata took his eye off the ball, literally. I agree with you totally about that line and playing out from the back. Some teams are doing it with players who are not really comfortable enough on the ball to pull that kind of tactic off. It's just a risk reward. Certainly justifying his selection is Valencia. Pavlovic mopping up.
Because the risk is you give away a goal, for the reward is, getting out of pressure a third of the way up the field. And it's just not worth it in a tournament format.
James Corden and the After Hours crew will be on Fox tonight for another nightly wrap of today's World Cup action. It's at a special time after your local news. Yes. He drifted off the outside of his ball and the play. A big decision has been taken in this game. Early on, the allowance of that German goal after that high start. You heard Mike Clattenburg, our refereeing expert, say he thought it should have been ruled out. I think Ecuador were a bit unlucky with that. Here's Vince. Trouble here, maybe. Luciano. Good recovery challenge from João Ordonez.
And this pass from Pavlovic into the stride of Wirtz. And now Germany are off and running. Havertz takes the defender away to his right, but in the end, this is a fantastic tackle by Ordonez. Makes himself big as possible and flicks it out for a German corner.
One of many Ecuador players of the Independiente del Valle conveyor belt from the Mosquito Club. There's another one of those. Here's the corner, and Germany fits around dangerously in that box. Vite can get it away, and here's Nketiah again. White is waiting for it. Ebola on the other side. Just lost the momentum, and Nketiah's got a lot to say to his strikers about that. He wanted better movement ahead of him. Germany, if they come across Brazil with Vinicius, guys like that on that side.
Well, I'm not sure there's any right back in the world that can film Vinicius, but actually Leroy Sané has been really good in his help with Kimmich, and he's put out a few fires just by being in good spots.
As they match up, to Tar, who was one of the Bayer Leverkusen invincibles when they won the title under Xabi Alonso. Now with Bayern Munich. Seems to happen quite a lot in Germany that top players from other clubs end up at Bayern Munich. Frankfurt's got wasn't very convincing. Let Wirtz in. Now Musiala. Turning and twisting. He's one of the best dribblers in Europe. Ecuador fighting for their World Cup lives. It's a half-time show on Fox with Rebecca and the team. Thierry and Zlatan with us to give you their very expert views on proceedings here. It's a good game. Pretty tense. Stakes high for Ecuador.
He's trying to get out of the way.
Especially in a position like that.
Yeah. I like that they changed the rule now. It used to be you just play and score a goal like that once. Came off the referee, bounced right to us, and we scored. And they didn't call it back the other way. That was a long time ago.
Carried on like that. Nowadays, the game has to be stopped and the ball given to the team who have possession. Here's a little something for you. The clock players with the most goals in this World Cup so far. Paris Saint-Germain players have scored 6. Second, can you guess?
Barcelona.
No, Sunderland. Sunderland. Yeah, Sunderland had a great season in the Premier League after being promoted. The 4 goals from Sunderland players, 1 here. And also Euro, who's going for that ball now. Sunderland. Yeah, there you go. It's she's had quite a bit of criticism of his first season at Liverpool. It was a difficult season for many, many reasons to join the club. Maybe we'll learn a little bit more about exactly what he can do in the second season. Well, we know what he can do. We've seen it with Bayer Leverkusen in Germany in the past. He's a massive player for his national side.
But back to your point about, do Germany have any special players? I mean, he has the ability to be that. We haven't yet seen it in full effect in this tournament, but he is a guy who can change the game in a moment. And if he does, it makes this Germany side infinitely more dangerous.
They lose the others probably in that same category. They hit top 4. It's a real shame we didn't get to see Leonard Cole at the World Cup, a teenager, very exciting, but sadly for him, injured on the eve of the tournament, fearful shot attack as well, having to go home with his ankle ligament damage. Tough. Here's Ram. Musiala. Somebody's in the middle, Havertz is arriving. Can they follow? Very good defensive work. Caicedo.
Excellent from Caicedo. As Ram clips this ball, he's clearly onside around the corner. Watch Caicedo in the middle. He sees Havertz, decides to run with him. Then makes a good clearance. Keep the ball out of the net.
There's a vital bit of tracking of the run, wasn't it, from Caicedo? Caicedo who admits that he did feel under a lot of pressure because of the fee Chelsea paid for him. And I think he's similar to Stamford coach now. The club have had a very difficult season for lots of reasons.
You must feel the same way with the fee Foxtel paid for you. Similar numbers, I think, if I remember.
I wish. I just enjoyed my kickabout with you, Landon, yesterday as we waited for a claim.
You were better than I thought, by the way.
Thanks. Still pass it.
I was impressed.
You weren't bad. Did you play?
Somehow.
Never told me you did. Stays 1-1 here. Ecuador need another goal from someone, somewhere, somehow.
The early sting has been taken out of the game. Both teams sort of happy to settle down a little bit. I am curious, the second half especially, how much Ecuador are willing to push and open themselves up at the back. It's not what they're accustomed to doing.
First yellow card goes to Yellow and Capier.
You see him holding Leroy Sané here. Clearly a foul, clearly a yellow card. Yeah, so we'll see after the break what changes Ecuador make and how willing they are to push forward and really go for it. They could be happy to stay at 1-1 deep into the game and take their chances that way. If they give up another goal and you feel like it's going to be really tough for for them to score 3 total
Yeah,
to advance.
Germany are giving the ball away quite a bit in midfield. Louisiana that time, and actually was fouled by Pavlovich, and he's going to get the yellow card as well. And that, I make it, is Germany's first yellow card of this World Cup, surprisingly.
And I would not be surprised if their first substitution in this game is Pavlovich after halftime. I don't think they want to take any risk of him not playing in around the 32.
A reminder that single yellow cards will be wiped out at the end of the group stage. It's new at this World Cup, and then again after the quarter-finals. Nobody wants anybody down from the big matches right at the end on the totting up process. Here's Yeboah. It's a good work on that right-hand side for Ecuador, who at times in this first half have played with a manic intensity. Vitae conceded a deal there, and Druid made quite an interesting run. He was blocked off. Makes a half-hearted appeal. He's not getting anything. He's justified his selection on that left-hand side. He's pepped up the Ecuador attack. Is that matchup? Now Zane. Louisiana trying to pick it up. Germany looking to re-establish control. So excited about all those years ago. It's fair to say he's enigmatic, isn't he? Four minutes of added time at the end of this first half. That's another loose ball for Germany, and I think Julian Nagelsmann will not be happy because the quality of their passing, frankly, has been, well, way below what you'd expect from a team as good as this.
Yeah, but it's what I was saying earlier, there's just, they've taken a few percentage points off their overall output and performance, and those are the things that happen. It's nothing to be concerned about. They're going to be fine. These are professionals. They know the situation. They're being a little cautious.
Yeah, I think in a way they get a kind of a free pass, don't they? It's a little bit of a free hit for them, but I don't think they want a shock defeat or anything like that, just to check the positive vibe around the team.
Yeah. And I'm sure there will be early substitutions and many substitutions too for Germany.
Delayed forward, not accurately again. Kind of pressure from the energetic Angulo. Just about player of the game so far, I would say, for Ecuador. As Ken said, very much the heartbeat of the team in that central midfield area. We've got the wrong side of Tar. Good challenge by Vito. Right from Tango here. For Ecuador. Again, Valencia made that run into a promising position. Big work from Tar.
It's a really interesting 30 seconds for Tar. Hit a deal with that long ball, chases it down, goes to clear it, gets kicked, rolls around on the ground for a few seconds, and gets back up to make a desperate lunging clearance as we see the foul here, or the tackle here from Havertz. In the end, it all came true, but under a little duress there. With the flick.
One thing Ecuador cannot afford is any kind of defensive error. They mustn't give Germany anything, not in the way this is set up today. Franco, an experienced defender, and it just about stays in play for Musiala. Round with the ball in his Viets, and Capier with the challenge. And Capier is the kind of defender, I think he wouldn't give away a goal playing against his kids in the back garden. He's that kind of attitude about defending. Which is why he's such a regular starter for Arsenal. Sane looking for a one to not allowing that. With the score at 1-1 here, the early goal from Zane and Golu with the equaliser. Ecuador still just about in sight of maybe getting the win they so desperately need. That's beautifully set up here at the New York, New Jersey Stadium. We're checking with Rebecca Lowe in Los Angeles after the break.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis? With fewer symptoms from moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, where would you go? Imagine being a million miles away. With Tremfya, clear skin is possible. And for adults with active psoriatic arthritis, Tremfya goes beyond the skin. Less joint pain, stiffness, and swelling is possible. And Tremfya is the first and only treatment of its kind proven to help stop further joint damage. Serious allergic reactions, increased risk of infections, a lower ability to fight them, and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
He's doing his thing here, and then the ball goes to Vitz, that arrives to Leroy Sané, that puts it in the back of the net. But yes, I think for me, Ecuador are very unfortunate not to have been given a foul here, because it is a foul for me. But I'm not the referee. So Leroy Sané can celebrate 1-0 Germany.
Florian Wirtz with the assist, like you say, just 2 minutes on the clock. 7 minutes later, Zlatan.
Then we get to see Ecuador's first goal. Nelson Angulo must have seen the art di Pierre Henry, where he speaks about zone 14. There is where the goal comes from, zone 14. He shoots between the legs of Vuhalovic, and it hits the net. So watch that zone 14, whoever you are out there.
Whoever you are. The other game in the group, 7 minutes on the clock. The only goal so far, Zlatan.
Then we have the Ivory Coast goal here, where they're attacking from the side. You're gonna see a little fumble by the defender there. Then Diomande gets the ball. Nicola Pepa, as a striker, always attack the first post. That's the Ajax school. Attack the first post.
Yes.
You're gonna come in front of the defender and you're gonna score. I scored a lot of goals from that first post, but I didn't do it until I came to Ajax and I learned that move.
It is.
Love it, chaps. The live standings in Group B. Germany have already won this group. As things stand right now, there you go. Ivory Coast would advance. Ecuador and Curacao would be eliminated. So Ecuador trying to reach the knockout stage for the first time in 20 years. They need a win against Germany to get there. We've got the second half from New York, New Jersey Stadium still to come.
Have you ever heard of the Pride of Hershey? A small boy became an international soccer star. From the fields of Pennsylvania to Germany, England, and Italy, he collects trophies and defenders' ankles. But that's not why we love him. We love him because he's one of us. In Hershey, Pennsylvania, you know the secret to happiness. Mr. Police, happiness is knowing home is always rooting for you.
We've tested new Dove Advanced Care in real life with real women going all out.
72 hours sweat and odor protection, and skin-soothing pro ceramides.
Advanced sweat, smell, and skincare. New Dove Advanced Care.
Keep that pressure on. And is the active cash Visa credit card from Wells Fargo.
She's right.
Listen.
It scores unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Scarf, anyone?
Score unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply.
Football. I understand now. No one can match our energy.
Seconds left in the World Cup final. Do you believe in miracles?
To reach irreachable
Told you we win. Zlatan still has no. No, he's not.
What?
You think the U.S. is going to win the World Cup?
What? You don't believe in miracles?
Thank you very much.
game show nobody wants to win. 12 guaranteed. G-A. Oh, it's G-U. What did the itsy-bitsy spider climb up? Whoa!
This is harder than I thought.
The FIFA World Cup 2026 halftime show on Fox is presented by Visa.
The United States clinched the top spot in Group D last week with a game to spare. Later today here in LA, they meet Turkey in their final game of the group stage at this World Cup. Rob Stone, U.S. legends Carly Lloyd and Clint Dempsey inside LA Stadium. Here with you, we expect a rotated starting lineup tonight for the States. With that in mind, what excites you? What worries you about that?
What excites me is, can we keep this momentum going? This fan base being behind us, being that 12th man and really giving us that home field advantage. What worries me about this game is with all the changes, can we still impose our will on the opposition like we've done in the first two games against Paraguay and Australia? I wonder if Turkey is going to be able to play through our press and how we deal with that, and if there's too many changes in terms of us not being able to get that result and keep this momentum going.
And we've heard Pochettino talk about the depth of this squad. So this is an opportunity for these players, shall they get the opportunity to start, to prove that they can still keep that level high. And I expect we see a different Turkey A team. They have been very poor, no goals that they've scored. They've got to come out and play a lot better.
And the U.S. has not seen any adversity yet, right? 2 early own goals in both of their games have set the tone. The U.S., they've never won all 3 group stage games. They'll try to do that tonight in L.A. on Fox. The second halves of both Group B matches still to come.
Get 1.9% APR financing or a $2,500 customer bonus on a select new 2026 Tiguan.
YouTube TV is amazing. Why would you settle for anything less?
Why would anybody settle for just meh? Can you imagine if Zlatan was meh?
I call him lions cannot be called or tamed. Tiny tips, tiny tips. I'll make the game beautiful.
Yeah, no.
Don't settle for meh. The #1 live TV service now has 10 more affordable plans. Try YouTube TV for free.
You know, I'm gonna put that on silent.
Lions are afraid of me.
Find your fun again. Chips, all right? Carnival is calling.
No, come on.
Yes. Just say yes. Why not? Sleep. When you're my age. That's what I hit.
Legendary moment starting a light. It's Miller time.
Same-day delivery for free and for real. Members get more at Lowe's.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your place on the conveyor belt.
No. Turn up the fun with Crunch and go all in. Buy any 2 Ferrero brands and you could win $1 million.
Rocket Mortgage makes it easy to tap your home's equity when the time is right, so you can fund what matters most. It's your home equity. Put it to work at rocketmortgage.com.
Welcome to
to the show nobody wants to win. The nation's done. Spell guarantee. G-A. Oh, it's G-U.
12 celebrities at school. Nation's Dumbest premieres Wednesday, July 15th on Fox.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Fox is presented by Blaze.
Coming into today's game, Ecuador hadn't scored a goal at this World Cup. Now they have. Nilsson and Gulo. It is 1-1 with Germany, but they're going to have to go for it second half because a draw and Ecuador are out. They've got to win this game as we take you back. Substitution still coming on for Pavlovic. For Germany, we're expecting, as Lambs Donovan and Ian Dark were saying, plenty of second-half subs after this, certainly, for Germany, who've already clinched the group. So, Zlatan, we've got a goal from Ecuador at last. They've got to go for this, though. Are you expecting what?
They need to push more, because they need a win here, and to win you need to score another goal, or maybe another two, depending on the Dutch machine, how they react. But they need the goals to win, so... to be honest, first half, they played good. Maybe Kelly said it could be a free kick or not. What do you say?
No, it was what it was. It wasn't given, but to go back to Ecuador, what I love is today they must win. They can't wait. And you saw that they're a different team. They were at it, although they considered to go early, they were at it, they were defending forward, they were trying to create chances. When they're in front of the box, they're unleashing one, as you can see here, the player that just scored, they were signing, also scored, we know that, and the substitution earlier still had to happen because Pavlovic took a yellow card, exactly like London Novan said when he was talking in his commentary.
Sometimes you play better under pressure.
Yeah.
Because this is the game. Exactly. So when you risk, you do more.
Okay.
But you have to risk. That's the thing.
One clear objective, that's what they've got. Ecuador, let's take you back Ian Dark and Lambs Donovan.
Yeah, thanks Rebecca, Thierry and Zlatan for those comments. Just to confirm my substitution, Angelo Stiller comes on for his World Cup debut, and unsurprisingly, it's Pavlovic who picked up a yellow card in that first half, but he's being substituted. So that's one change so far. Ecuador in their yellow shirts, getting us underway at the start of the second half. I wonder how they think for the second half this might be. I can imagine the scene around Quito, the Ecuador capital. Everybody will be hooked on this as Nico's and staged down as this German attack develops with Zane. Now Echa scoring here in Ghana. This goes down near the box. And the referee gives a penalty. Ecuador in full protest. And so is the coach's orders, another huge decision. Massive decision from the American referee Tommy Penso.
Well, two things going on here, Ian. First is, was there a foul way back in the play on the Ecuadorian player? I do think this is a penalty. As Ordonez goes in through the back of Havertz, but the question is, was there a foul earlier?
There we are. Mark Blackburn, what's your verdict? To reward. When you see it, it looks like the Ecuadorian defender makes a slipping action, but he does touch the ball. I'm not sure that touching the ball was a play for the ball, it was more because he slips. But then when I looked at the German forward, Havertz seems to go 1 or 2 steps forward before he goes down, and I don't believe that this is a foul. I think this should be a overturn because this is not a clear foul by the defender, and I believe that the forward goes 1 or 2 steps down before he goes down, so therefore that is no foul to me. Well, it has been reviewed here.
And I just wonder if they're looking at both plays. It looks like they're looking at the first one, yeah.
Sane's challenge.
And I will say this, Ian, it's an easy out if you want to call a foul there too. If you don't want to make the tougher decision on the penalty call, because that's a tough one. I tend to think it was a penalty. Mark says no, but you do have an easy out here.
There are 2 decisions in one here to look at. And Ecuador will expect to get one of them, Mark.
Yeah, totally agree. But now that you say the second foul, this one is before the penalty kick, and this makes it easier for the referee not to have a subject inside the penalty. Yeah, I think Tommy gets the correct call at the end, is to give that foul
this is certainly less of a foul than the one that Ecuador didn't get in the first few minutes of the game. So I think the VAR has been a bit inconsistent with his approach so far.
Zame on Vite, that's the one, and it stops any decision having to be made about the one that actually led to a penalty call. No penalty for Germany, stays level. Ecuador off that particular hook.
And Ian, say what you want about the rules and the rule of law. Referees are human. I can imagine a scenario at halftime where somebody was intoning Penso's ear saying, look, we might have got that one wrong in the first half. And I'm not saying they're then going to go back and just make terrible calls, but they are human. And that was an easy act for her to say, look, that was a foul. We're not giving away a penalty kick to Germany.
Joe Dickerson made the right call there, referring that to the screen. Maybe he should have done that on that first one in the first half with the high challenge on Vite. He's involved in both of them, isn't he? And a little midfield player, the former Vancouver Whitecap player, Pedro Vite. And he's a central part of the drama today. And I've got a feeling here, you know, that there's more drama to come in this. Caicedo is going to take this free kick for Ecuador. What's in the next installment? What's on the next reel of this one? Difficult one for Tana. Stays in play. Cleared by Kimmich. This second half could be pretty manic. Is he going to go booking there, Franco? Because you could interpret that, yeah. And so delaying the restart. Now Franco. On his 61st cap. Incidentally today.
You see him just kick the ball back out of the field. And the end probably worth it.
And it does leave him in a yellow card. He's walking a bit of a tightrope in the gap. Despite the fact they only let in 5 goals in those 18 qualifiers, they only scored 14. Still finished second. Let's get a little bit more from our touchline reporter, Jeff Shreves.
Even after the cast report here, Lennon said it was a pen. Mark Clattenburg said no, it happened right in front of me, and I agree with Mark Clattenburg. He took a couple of steps. It was a delayed moment before he actually went down. So inadvertently, I think that the decision was right, but not necessarily for the right reasons.
Cheers, Jeff. Thank you. He kept getting let that run. Not a good idea because Zane was quick. He's onto this. And even here in a World Cup where they've kind of misfired, you can see why that Ecuador defence at times looks pretty watertight. They are tigerish in the extreme back there.
Well, they're very well organised within their ability to make plays. Difficult defensive plays individually is really good, and athletically they're also very difficult to beat.
Who was a German youth international as a kid. Another right for Ecuador here. Quite a story, wouldn't it, if he was to come up with a winner? Scored the play again to Ordonez. There's pressure and nerves as well here. Right in the furnace of a big World Cup match.
with the attack. It's Yubella. He's got a bit of a drive on this side. Still Yubella. Deflects the line for a corner.
Sloppy again from Germany in the midfield. Kimmich gets run out. Gulo switches to the other side. Good job by Ebola creating a little bit of space. And corner for Ecuador. Puts the fans on their feet behind this goal here.
Yeah, the noisiest of the Ecuador fans. They're quite a lot well noisy. Right behind that goal. Trying to suck that ball in, I fancy. Too long, and nothing that Jose Caicedo could do with that.
It's really a poor service here. They have 4 or 5 players stacked right on top of Neuer in the 6-yard box. He's overplayed. So where nobody could get to him.
Scan the QR code on your screen to vote for the Michelin Ultra Superior Player of the Match. Definitely, I think we decided here. Position almost having to be clear on the side. Musiala, let it run. Kai Havertz up to Stiller, who's making his World Cup debut now. Leroy Sané again running up the defence. Led by Pacho.
First half, we're commenting on, I wonder how Ecuador will approach the second half. Every time the ball goes out of play, when there's a foul for Ecuador, you see Becasese, coach of Ecuador, telling his team to slow down, calm down. I think he wants this to stay 1-1 as long as possible and give themselves a chance at the end. I think he's just concerned about conceding. He knows nearly impossible for his team to get 2 more goals and wants to take his chances. Probably getting one late here.
Let's see if that's the finish. Julian Nagelsmann. Decision. He's the youngest German coach for a century. 38 years of age. He's really done big things as a young coach in club football across the fence. Nearly nicking that away from Ordonez. Ecuador don't look like a side who should be going out of the World Cup, but the fact is, they are in a hole.
What if they do? It won't be this game and let them down. It'll be the Curacao game.
Yeah, they have to win that, really.
Yeah, the Ivory Coast game, you can understand. Those are 2 good teams, but you certainly can't draw with Curacao if you expect to go through in this tournament.
Yeah, there's no room for error now, really. 4 points will do it, and a win will take Ecuador to 4 points. It will be good enough. We can confirm that, but they need a goal from somewhere here. Stiller, who's the heartbeat of the Stuttgart team, or 4 Stuttgart players in this squad, including Undav. That's come on yet, of course. Madrid. One or 2 stories to tell outside from the dressing room this last season. Tunisia against the Netherlands. The Japan game is on Fox, and the Netherlands game on Fox Sport 1. Those matches coming up after this one.
Cannot wait, Ian, to watch those two games. Everything at stake there for three of the teams, and of course the nightcap tonight with the U.S. playing, and then also Australia, Paraguay, everything to play for those two as well.
Work to do there for Joe. Sweden, has it ever happened that a team won their first game 5-1, lost the second 5-1? Told you anything could happen here. Now here comes Dennis Undav as we look at the scoring sensation. Now let's all make way. And they've yet to start in the World Cup, and he'll be on up front now. 26 short, and Malik Chow makes his first appearance of this World Cup. In any World Cup, Newcastle United, defender formerly of Milan. And he plays usually centre defence.
Yeah, they moved Chow and straight swap in as a right back.
Usually plays centre, but he can play right back, yeah. Change coming up for Ecuador as well. Angelo Preciado, who plays for Atletico Mineiro as well. His second World Cup. Just a little untidy at the moment. Also going to see Kevin Rodriguez of Saint-Gilloise, Belgian club. Which was retired for a while back. Ecuador being on Christian Benitez, who so sadly lost his life at the age of 27. Good striker for them. Running for the clearance. Chase the back tail of Neuer had to watch it and took the safe option of punching it away. Musiala loses possession. Vite. A chance shot to the right man, out of Valencia.
The ball's been so influential on that right side, and fizzed it across to Valencia. Great first touch. Got really good purchase on it. Certainly had Neuer's attention.
I think you're right now. They're gathering themselves for a late storm. They hope. And not just throw everything late on.
Well, they have to. I mean, they don't have a choice. So the question is, how long do they wait to really go for it?
Here's Musiala as it carries risks.
Like this.
Number Vince. Vince up against Ordonez. They've shut the door. Brown joins in on that side. Digs on a good cross and round by Guedes, the number one goalkeeper for Ecuador. The goalkeeper who says the first goal he ever conceded in his career was scored by Lionel Messi. Probably Argentine based.
There's probably a few who have that claim, unfortunately.
that first time as it fell to his field in that fit. Blocked it for a cross instead. Here's that chance by Valencia. Good first touch. Takes a favorable bounce. A lot of movement on that. Neuer down to his right. Punches it away.
And Valencia's coming off to be replaced by Kevin Rodriguez up front.
I was surprised by that, actually.
Cristiano on as well. Yeah, it is.
It's just, if you feel like you need a and that is a guy who's produced over and over and over for his country.
But he is 36 now. It might be the third game of the group. I mean, I guess the sports scientists will know best whether how many minutes he's really got in his legs at this stage. Rodriguez make a difference. 33 caps, just 2 goals so far. Came at half-time in the Curacao game. So he's up top. Ibanez. Cabrera. So they're definitely going to the round of 32. Congratulations to Curacao, who picked up their first ever World Cup point in this group against Ecuador. It could be very, very costly for Ecuador. I think they didn't go on and win that. And Gulo's still down here.
See the late challenge there. Another challenge.
Gets away with it. Easy make that for Manuel Neuer. Second World Cup appearances for Manuel Neuer. That equals Lothar Matthäus, who played in 5 World Cups, and Miroslav Klose, who at this World Cup has lost his title as top World Cup goal scorer of all time to Lionel Messi.
He might end the tournament in 4th or 5th place the way things are going now.
Yeah. There's Chow, just come as a substitute for Germany. Substitute brought on by the Germans. Borussia Dortmund player who had 15 goal involvements over this last season, 9 goals, 6 assists. Towards Rodriguez, kick on Tower. Really good work by Vite to get the challenge in.
What a great tackle on the end by Vite. It was a little risky lunging there. But did enough in the end.
Germany was looking for 1-2 that in the end did not exist. Still 1-1, but still Ecuador need to score to stay alive in this World Cup. Will they do it?
Is David's backyard ready for the FIFA World Cup? Maybe
David's going to Home Depot for the assist. David can flip it like Rich. Paint it like Patricia. Deliver it like Dan.
My bee hugs. This is so relaxing.
Plant it like Patrick.
Cruz has just come on to play all over the place. Central midfield, even fullback at a push.
Well, again, great defending by Stupinian. Being his player to the spot. Really challenging ball served in there, but he did well.
Rodriguez. Striker. Nothing doing that time for Preciado. Here's an opportunity for Zane. And that was a big opportunity to kill Ecuador off. Completely not taken.
Chances are starting to come thick and fast. Rodriguez does such a great job with his body to get position up top. And in the end, Stur and top did a great job blocking it. As you see, Sane smashes that one into the ground, doesn't make great contact. Into the waiting hands of Galindas.
Another potentially big moment. Well, big moments at both ends. Ecuador with a corner. Under the crossbar. Yes! They've got the garbage platter! Helping it up for Ecuador! Sensational stuff here at New York, New Jersey. Ecuador, go ahead! They may well stay in this World Cup.
Well, you felt the ball coming, you just wasn't sure which team. As the ball comes in, Rodriguez with a great little flick. And Plata with that left foot that just missed a few minutes earlier. Gets his toe out. Pokes it into the roof of the net, ahead of Neuer's hands. 2-1 Ecuador. And can they hold on now and advance to the round of 32?
What a moment for Gonzalo Plata. Agony for Manuel Neuer. And joy, unbridled joy for these Ecuador fans here who thought that they'd be going home. But they lead. They lead against Germany. They've come from behind to do it. And you've got to say, the brave substitution by Sebastian Bacasese, the coach, has paid up because Rodriguez played a huge part of the goal with his flick on. And now Angola. And now all they've got to do is what they do so often and so well, keep out the opposition.
What's that like?
And this place is absolutely manic now. All the Ecuadorian fans come back to life. And like you said, this is what Ecuador is built for. Defending resolutely. This is where they are comfortable. Now it's incumbent upon Germany, of course, to try to find an equalizer.
Jordi Caicedo, the forward, and a defender, Feliz Torres, of Internacional in Brazil, to win his 50th cap and try to close the show here. Lauter again with the best toe poke of his life. Never going to better that. Probably never going to better that moment.
And that's really good from Ecuador as well. You don't want to get caught up into this back and forth. Germany are very good at that game. Just calm down. You know Germany don't have to go crazy. They've already won the group. So be mature. Keep the ball if you can. You don't need to go crazy and try to get the third.
Definitely don't need to do that. I suppose there's a danger of sitting back a bit too much on the lead, isn't there, as well?
Yeah, but the opponent matters right now. And again, Germany, like I said in the beginning, yes, they're going to press, but not as if this is do or die for them. They don't want to go crazy. They don't want to get injured. They will, of course, press. They're professionals, but Ecuador can be calm and keep the ball and kill the clock. That's all they need to do.
One thing they don't want to do is give Dennis Under a chance on the form he's been in. Quickly worked by Bayer. Ecuador just need old and composed heads out there now.
Their 1v1 defending has been excellent tonight, Ian, in really important moments, poking balls away, winning headers, clearing their lines in front of goal. It's really made the difference and kept Germany to only one goal.
Daniel fighting with the challenges, Plata brings it away. Again, already his name up in lights. Yeboah on his side. Plata's challenge, a little bit on the robust side. Stiller pronounces the referee. They've got half a new team out there. You can now replace half the outfield players in this 5 substitute rule that we've had for a few years now. I think it was kind of brought in under the cover of COVID, but as they say, that's another story. Now the challenge on Vito will bring a welcome free kick for Ecuador. They'll do anything they can now to run down the clock. Gonzalo Plata has played the ultimate get out of jail card for them here.
See Rodriguez climbing above everybody. And just a hopeful toe poke ends up in the roof of the net. Look what it means to them.
Germany start throwing in a lot of crosses, and Gulo's really got this team. Bit of a shock selection today, coming to the starting lineup and scored.
Well, they were both excellent tonight. This is certainly a team, if Ecuador go through to the round of 32, that teams would not want to face. Also, the backing they have in this country. This stadium is full of yellow. So many Ecuadorians here in America, and they will certainly be pushing their team on if they make it to the round of 32.
Will be quite a party around tonight among these Ecuador fans if it stays like this. If tonight, never mind the World Cup action this World Cup. Torres has just come on for his first touch to get that ball away. Rodriguez has been a robust presence since he came on to play up front and got a vital little near post flick on, but Plata to tope up the ball in the roof of the net.
And very influential beyond that. It makes you wonder, could he get a start if they advance, or do they stick with him or Valencia?
Well, it's an option, isn't it?
Certainly. He's been a handful.
Germany still have the capacity to break Ecuador's hearts.
For most teams, I would say, like you said, it is a risk to see them like this. Of course, Germany have the quality to score, but this is what Ecuador are good at. So I would say if they are going to go out, they're happy to go out this way because this is what they're made of. They take their chances.
Brown with the cross. Bayer with the header. Couldn't get any real significant action onto it. Decision is a free kick to Germany. The Ecuador fans biting their nails.
Really needless for the Stupinian.
Yeah.
Just hold him up. He's facing away from goal. And historically, and in this tournament, this is where Germany can be so lethal of set pieces.
Brown comes across to take him with his excellent left foot. Watch for Rudiger in there. He's being held by Jordi Caicedo.
7 players in the box for Germany to look for holding numbers for.
And they might as well do that as well, letting them loose. Ecuador defending well, but now they've got a corner.
Very well to stay concentrated there by Stupinian as that ball just skimmed over the head of the German player, and he's had to keep full concentration to head that out.
They can just about bear to watch it. Again, so Ecuador head on that first of all. And who would have thought it when Germany scored in the opening moments of the game? That's going to be a yellow card. He's been worrying too much about that.
Bad tackle. It is very late there on Musiala. You have to say, given the goal that should have been disallowed, that was allowed, this feels like the right result right now.
Things hold, Ecuador are likely to face England in the round of 32 in Atlanta. We're getting ahead of ourselves. They haven't won this yet. England aren't through yet even. Brown, again in charge of the set piece. So miscue clearance that one by Vito. This is a nervous Ecuador now. Bayer heads it in. Steer all the way. The Stupinian. And she's got to hope that nobody does anything stupid back there. Rodriguez does right Cristiano. Will not run in for the corner flag. No, he doesn't. He's given Germany the ball back with that. It wasn't the smartest.
Really immature. Really unnecessary. Take it to the corner and kill some time. Now you've got to defend again.
Nothing comes of this attack from Germany. That was a giveaway of the ball. There's Pacho. He'll take charge of things back there. The Paris Saint-Germain man. The clock ticks round now to about 90 minutes. But it's going to be 7 added. And 7 minutes is going to feel like about 7 days, I'd say, for Ecuador in this situation. just going to keep on hitting crosses in. You fancy Under has hardly touched it, incidentally, since he came on. And it might only take one touch. Stiller. Round again, that's good ball, Musiala. Now he's in danger territory in the penalty area. Still Musiala. Another round cross. It's defended. Shao tried to line up a shot. Ecuador got the challenge in again. This time it's Gross. Germany trying to keep their unbeaten record. Can Ecuador keep possession of the football? Yeah, the right relative is Jose Caicedo is doing the chip there, but again they had the chance to knock that down towards the corner flag with a bit of backspin to keep it in play, but don't do that. They present Germany with the ball again.
They're just getting caught up in the moment, Ian. You just hope if you're an Ecuador fan, it doesn't come back to haunt you.
It's easy from up here though, isn't it? It's always easy from up here.
Yeah, but these are seasoned professionals. Yeah. I mean, they know how to kill a game off.
But it's a passion play this now, isn't it? It really is. Dangerous looking ball in, well defended by Suarez on the occasion of his 50th cap. What a time to earn it in this situation. Ecuador fans beseeching the referee to blow for time. He's under. Into the side netting. There were some people at the other end of the stadium who wondered if that was in when the net rippled, but it was the upside of the net.
Well, a heart and throat moment here for the fans behind him. Ball to our right side as Zunda turns, hits it well. But Galinda's had it covered, and the Ecuadorian fans just trying to urge their team on these last 4.5 minutes.
There's still a fair bit of time to play. Pancho's header, Cristiano gets it away. It's mostly a 5-man defence back there now for Ecuador. What a dramatic game this has turned out to be. This World Cup is delivering. Bayer. Oh, lovely little flick, wasn't it, from Gross, hoping that Bayer could get there. Anywhere will do, really, for Ecuador out of harm's way. They haven't really, for a side who defends so well, things that well in these closing stages.
Well, they've defended the moments well. It's just their inability to get control of the ball. Complete 1 or 2 passes so they can relieve the pressure.
Now lays it wide. Higher. Another few seconds. Slip by. Look at the Ecuador substitutes. Look at Becasese, who's made some big decisions. At the moment, those decisions are paying off. We stress, though, at the moment. Nice long throw. Pancho gets that one away. And in return, Gross tries his luck. He's only scored 1 goal so far in his German career. To just get on the ball, just to keep it for a minute or so. That is easier said than done. Gross again. Where's the clock saying now? Last 2 minutes of the added time. Germany definitely go through as group winners. A reminder. Well, this This is absolute agony for that magically the coach. That was a big call, wasn't it? Taking off Ella Valencia.
Yeah, I was critical of it in the moment, and I actually stand by it. I'm not sure I would have taken him off. But in the end, all that matters is he brought Rodriguez on, and that was the man who made the difference. Of course, the final touch wasn't his. It was Plata's, but he has been so good.
Here's Plata. Is he going to go for the corner flag here? Is he going to try and cross? It's a pretty kick. Getting held back. And now they can keep it in that corner. Tommy Penso from Stewart, Florida, has played a big part as well with her early decision. And that controversy will kind of go away if Ecuador go on to win. They felt they were the victims of that decision, probably with some justification, if we're being honest.
I will say, Ian, she got that call wrong on the field, but that wasn't her fault in the VAR. And I think this game had the possibility to really get away from her. And she kept it well under control. And I think in the end, she did a great job. I really do.
And they got that call right, didn't they, when they, on the German penalty with the earlier incident, which prevented them having to kind of make that decision.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And boy, do they deserve it, Ian. What a night for Ecuador. Long may they celebrate.
And they certainly will. What a match. What a story. Ecuador have made it. Back to you, Rebecca.
Those scenes, how about Sebastian Becasese climbing onto the fence in the stands again because of this. Group E is in the books now. Germany had already clinched the top spot, we knew that. Ivory Coast have secured second place, and Ecuador also move on as one of the third best placed finishers. So the bracket continuing to take shape. Germany will head to Boston now for the round of 32 to face a third place team. Ivory Coast are going to take on the Group I runners-up in Dallas. And then Ecuador, who live to fight another day. It is unclear, though, where they will play. Wow, so 3 teams go through. It's goodbye to Curacao, but what drama for Ecuador. Ecuador, they came into the game today without a goal, without a victory, and they are through to the knockouts. Thierry Henry, Zlatan Ibrahimovic with me. Watching these scenes, I mean, Sebastian Becasese, when they got the goal, the second goal, he climbed up there to his family. We're seeing tears amongst the supporters. Thierry, we said before the game, and we said at half-time, the good thing was they only had to do one thing today. They knew that their objective was, and pressed on you that they did it.
Very impressed. It was clear right from the start what they needed to do to beat Germany. We all know it's not an easy thing to do, but they've done it. The way they've done it, they deserve it. I think for me at the beginning, they are not calling the referee to tell that it was actually an obvious foul for me. They go 1-0 down against Germany, they come back into the game, set piece at the very end to win it. Well done, Ecuador. Well done, because everyone thought that it might have been too late, but they've done it. Credit to the coach, because he was under a lot of pressure after the game against Boston.
And Zlatan to do it not only with that first Germany goal, which was controversial, but to do it against Germany.
I said it before the game, get one chance, you might get lucky. Let's say 2 chances is a miracle. To be honest, they got lucky and miracle by the chance. It doesn't mean the game was not a good. They had a fantastic performance. They
the game. When you play for a win, you play differently. You risk differently. The players need to take more. They need to attack more. They need to risk more. And it's a different gameplay. So that's why they won this game. Big compliments for them. But I have a question for you, Robert. Do you share same conditioner as the Ecuadorian host Sebastian or not?
It's a great look.
It's a fantastic look.
It is a great look.
Even with a win, it's even better.
Indeed. And Thierry, do you think that Ecuador could be, with their defensive record, one of these teams that is warming up into this World Cup?
It is exactly in this particular game that Ecuador has certain qualifications. The way they play, the way they did fight, the way they created chances whenever they could. It's a team usually that when you play against them is very, very, very difficult to beat them. And somehow, against Santos, it didn't work out. Obviously, against Curaçao, they didn't score. They find a way to score, they're going to win by one. To keep it tight, so we got the results in the qualifiers against Bolivia, they always keep it tight. And on the set piece, anything can happen in the team. But this win also gives a lot of confidence for them. This could bring another mind, obviously another mindset for the next year coming there. If you look at the group, 3 teams went through this group. Fortunately for Curaçao, they didn't go through. I think they enjoyed playing this World Cup.
Interesting, Germany made those two false